Joining us now to discuss BTC price and more is Adam Z, head of digital assets at Global X ETFs. Hi, Adam. So what about that? Bitcoin overvalued, still has room to fall?
Hi, Christine. Thank you for having me. So I think from what I'm seeing here in terms of the Bitcoin chart is actually a period where we're in this risk-off environment, right? So the Fed yesterday raised interest rates by 75 basis points. And what we're seeing is that we're in this risk-off environment where investors are selling risk assets, not including Bitcoin, but all cryptocurrencies and other risk assets such as growth stocks and tech stocks.
Right. We did see, nevertheless, after the Fed raised interest rates by 75 basis points, a bit of a rise in the markets and a bit of crypto. But now we're seeing actually a fall. U.S. equities on the S&P 500 down 3.5%. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is trading below 30,000 now, right, down about 2.6%. The NASDAQ also tracking losses about 4.4%. And now we see Bitcoin also as well down about 3%.
Yeah, but the one thing that I will say is like in the near term, I think a lot of uncertainty still remains, right? We're seeing Bitcoin, Ethereum, the kind of those two blue chip cryptocurrencies down over 70% since their record highs back in 2021. And obviously altcoins are faring even worse. But from my research, what I've seen is at least somewhat healthy on-chain data. I know Bitcoin, from the hash rate perspective, still remains high, which indicates to me a strong network security and holder behavior somewhat remains at healthy levels. I've also seen the percentage of Bitcoin held on exchanges has actually decreased since March of 2020, which to me could be a sign that investors are at least holding on to some of their cryptocurrencies right now, or not don't plan on selling in the near term.
So do you see 20,000 as a strong support level?
Certainly can't make a price prediction in terms of where I see the support for Bitcoin, but I believe in the longer term prospects of digital assets and Bitcoin as a whole. I think we're both down in consensus over the past week, and we're just seeing the amount of enthusiasm and activity still within the space, and you're seeing this increased adoption of institutional players in the space with partnering with crypto native companies. So I think that there's still strong and compelling evidence for long-term prospects of Bitcoin and other digital currencies, despite the market volatility that we're seeing in the near term.
Glad to hear you were with us at Consensus down in Austin. Yeah. This morning we talked to Kevin O'Leary. He thinks that there's a big panic event that has yet to happen, and kind of hinted at, but he did not say it was Tether. I wonder if Tether gives you pause for concern.
Certainly Tether's an interesting situation. We're coming out of this Terra Luna debacle that we faced a month ago, where there's a lot of certainly eyes and regulation on the stablecoins in general. I think Tether is an interesting situation where, when it comes to the transparency that's backing that stablecoin, is something that there's less information about. But what I would say though is that what we're seeing, at least in the marketplace here right now, is a liquidity issues within the space, right? Perhaps due to over leverage, poor risk management practices, or just downright risky bets, and this has caused a lot of insolvency concerns of certainly well-known crypto native companies like Celsius, which you just mentioned at the top of your broadcast, but also some other crypto native hedge funds as well.